Abraham Lincoln traveled through and worked in East Central Illinois throughout his career. Tonight we look at the last Illinois town Lincoln visited before his death. Welcome to Danville and the Vermilion County Museum, a site on the National Register of Historic Places. This building has a lot to do with Abraham Lincoln in East Central Illinois. Let's go find out about it. Curator Susan Richter is our tour guide of the Fithian home. Built by early pioneer Dr. William Fithian in the mid-1800s, it is a tribute to both the doctor and Lincoln. The two men became good friends when both were elected to the Illinois legislature in the 1830s.
This is the Lincoln Room upstairs here, where Abraham Lincoln stayed many times when he visited with his friend Dr. Fithian. The last time he came was in September of 1858.
One of the great things about coming to the Fithian house is that you can see the exact balcony where Abraham Lincoln addressed his hundreds of supporters. In 1858, the population of Danville didn't yet reach 1,000, but much of the town turned out to hear Lincoln's impromptu speech made after a very difficult day of traveling.
His feet had swollen and he was totally unable to get his boots back on. And he explained this to Dr. Fithian. And Fithian said, well, why don't you step out the window to the balcony on the house and talk to the people in the yard below, and they'll never really know that you have your, no shoes on.
And the crowd didn't find out about it until a newspaper article came out a week later. This was Lincoln's bed. This seems pretty small for a man his size.
Right. Lincoln was quite tall, as we know, and then, of course, this is a half canopy, so it makes an optical illusion, makes the bed appear even smaller than what it really is. It is the same size as a regular standard bed, but we know Mr. Lincoln was 6'4", so we don't know how he slept back then, but as we tell the students, a lot of times people slept sitting up back then to aid their congestion.
The wide plain plank flooring in the room is original, and because Lincoln himself is such an original, museum supporters want to keep his heritage intact.
Lincoln was a people person, and the history that he left behind was left behind in his court cases and the relationships that he formed with the people that lived in Vermilion County then, which are unique to this part of the state of Illinois because a lot of those same families still reside here today.
The Museum Society is opening a new museum next to the Fithian house this spring. It has a lot of surprises and will house one of the largest collections of Lincoln memorabilia outside of Springfield and Washington, D.C.